defense there from Angry Bird, but he is not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. He closes out the round.
Looking sharp.
That medium kick's going to be a problem. Now Ken can outrange that, of course. He's got two really good medium buttons, but that medium kick, it occupies a lot of space. Very difficult to whiff punish.
Airship crouch medium punches combo gets the stun. Builds a little meter right
about
here.
that explosive damage potential. Oh my God! That was two combos.
And just like that.
That was two combos.
And just like that.
Okay, no subverting expectations this time. This character is very good. By the end of Street Fighter V, the final tier list was a bit contentious. I'm in the Dhalsim camp, more people are in the Luke camp, but there is a pretty clearly defined top 4 that most people tend to agree with. Luke, Dhalsim, Poison, and finally Cody. Now, I also think Balrog is 5th, but that's neither here nor there. Cody was a very strong character that had very strong representation, and I think with enough time could have climbed the tier list. A character that can kill you in 3 hits, no exaggeration, no joke, while just playing the way he normally wants to play. So let's talk about the mayor of Metro City, Cody.
Come here.
Cody is from Final Fight, and he was put into prison for street fighting, go figure. It was orchestrated by an evil gang or something, but that's not important. He left jail in Street Fighter IV to help Guy stop Seth or something, then went back to jail. Until Mayor Hagar, the character with 5 years of iframes on his lariat, decided to pardon him and make Cody the new mayor of Metro City. And no matter how snazzy he dresses, desk work just isn't his thing.
Desk work just isn't my thing.
Quick aside, just a thought I had, the Street Fighter movie is coming out soon, it's gonna be awful and I'm probably gonna love it, and Cody Rhodes was cast as Guile. And I'm not a wrestling guy at all, I just tuned in when John Cena turned heel.
John Cena.
But wouldn't Cody Rhodes have been the perfect guy to play Cody? I mean, he kinda looks like him, has the same name, he's the American Nightmare, and he went from heel to face, like how Cody went from criminal to mayor. Whatever, he's fine as Guile, but if I'm wrong, let me know why. But enough about that. How does he play? Hopefully y'all don't come here for lore. Let's start with his buttons. He has decent mediums, stand medium punches plus incancelable, good buffer tool into his specials. His stand medium kick is outstanding, fast, plus, and quite plus. Something that he's just comfortable pressing. It's actually so plus on hit that he can link into his critical art out of it. His crushing medium kick is plus on block, but he can only cancel it into his triggers. So Cody is not exactly a Street Fighter V hit confirm crushing medium kick character. In fact, only one out of the top 4 characters in the game adheres to this playstyle. His stand heavy punch is his anti-air. Not the most common, most of the time it's a character's crouching heavy punch. Crouch heavy punch goes a fair distance, and he has an absolutely massive stand heavy kick. Big way to fish for crush counters, and if he gets it, he's so plus when he activates that he can combo a jump in. Hammer kick is nice and safe, cancelable into V-skill, and his light punch leads into a target combo. Does give him access to side switch off of a very small hit. And next up are his V-skills. V-skill 1 gives him an anti-air that hits both sides, has good invincibility, but it costs him some gray life to use. Not usually the one you take. His V-skill 2, sway, is pretty neat. He sways, almost like a sidestep, and on frame 2 becomes invincible to strikes and projectiles. Like a parry, you can still throw him out of it. And like Gil's parry in this game, you need to pick high or low. High sway for standing strikes, and low for crouching ones. Gives him an anti-fireball option, and basically a parry if he's feeling gutsy. But the follow-up he does afterwards is cancelable to special moves, extending his damage. It's also a combo tool. Cody takes sway most of the time. And we cannot forget about Cody's funniest option, Pocket Sand. But it's a funny move, not the best move. And Cody doesn't have a reversal. Outside of universal options, the Pocket Sand is the best he's got. Time for his special moves. He has his Tornado Fireball. Slow moving, not the best numbers, but it is something that he can do from far away, outside of something else. The slower they travel, the less distance they go, but his EX1 is slow and good at beating out other projectiles. 3 hits instead of 2. Pretty neat, but almost made irrelevant by another move we're bringing up later. Ruffian Kick is his rush punch. The light one hits low, but if you aren't using them in combos, medium is the one you're spacing to be safe. The EX version is for combos, pretty straightforward. There is one more special, but I feel like we can save it after we talk about his triggers. Let's start with the less popular one. V-Trigger 2 gives Cody a pipe. It changes his heavy punches, and he loses access to his fireballs. His normals have greater range, but you're activating for the additional special moves it gives him. He can swing and reflect projectiles, and he can pick up a rock and hit it towards his opponent. But the strongest option you get from this V-trigger is the command grab. 5-frame startup, denies back roll, and even lets him set up a rock for his Oki. It does need you to hit a tight input window, as does the rock hit, but if you can get it down, it's one of the best command grabs in the game, maybe even the best. And once you're out of V-gauge, your next pipe normal discards it. Pretty good for a 2-bar trigger. Activate his V-trigger 1, and now it's time for pain.
It's time for pain!
He loses access to his fireball again, but now he changes all of his punch normals, improving their range and frame data. Your medium punches can now only be cancelled into knife specials, but that's what you want anyway, so it's fine. You can toss your knife either straight or upwards, and if you do, you'll need to pull out another one. But the main special move is Rapid Fire. Gives you a knockdown on hit, but on block gives you plus frames. VT1 is here to make sure you get infinite plus frames. Everything into this makes sure that your opponent needs to stay on defense. One more thing. Activating V-trigger, both of them, actually changes the button Cody uses for his anti-air. So once you activate, you'll have to use crouching heavy punch instead of standing. Knife is very good, and it being 2-bar means he can probably get 2 of them in a round. Which leaves us with one last move. I've saved the best for last. Not only Cody's best special move, but quite possibly the best special move in the game. His Zonk Knuckle, which I will be calling his bingo for the rest of the video.
EX bingo.
Hold down a punch for 45 frames, 3/4 of a second, then release it and get this. A rush punch. Moves you forward and is safe on block. But if you hold down 2 punch buttons, you get EX bingo, which leaves him plus on block. Quite strong. But that's just stage 1 of the move. If you hold down the buttons for 300 frames, or 5 whole seconds, you get this instead. More plus on block, giving you real strike throw mix, which makes this great on block. But if you get a hit, you get a wall bounce, and now they explode. Remember the beginning of the video? The reason he hits so hard is because of this move. That combined with his tremendous stun output, and Cody can literally kill you in 3 hits. First hit, second to get the stun, and 1 more guess to finish you off. EX Bingo is possibly the best move in the game. Unreactable, 1 bar, gets you from mid-screen, and forces mix. This move is essentially a V-reversal on reaction move. It's almost always worth keeping Cody from getting his mix. And you don't even need to do it raw. Confirm off of a medium punch or a light kick and cash out with your giant move. EX Bingo is great on block, devastating on hit, and it may very well be the best special move in the whole game. Cody is good, and Bingo is good, but I had glossed over the drawbacks of using the move. To charge your level 2 EX Bingo, you have to hold down 2 punches for 5 seconds. That means 5 seconds of no access to 4 of your moves. If you're charging EX Bingo, you can only keep 1 of your punches. Except that's not true. The intention of the move is to limit your options in order to get a strong move. You can't use 1 punch for normal Bingo, and you lose access to 2 with EX Bingo. And EX Bingo is the best special move in the game, which means everything makes sense on paper. And for most players, this is what ends up happening. Managing your charge is a big part of playing the character. And it's not like you're always doing it. You need EX bar to get the EX Bingo. If you want an empowered move, you will have to sacrifice. And that could mean your V-skill, your buffer tool, your V-trigger, your anti-air, or your dash check and your throw tech. But if your mechanical execution is good enough, you can completely subvert this disadvantage. Start your charge by holding down all 3 punches. This makes sure that you are charging. You can hide this by whiffing something else, it's not necessary, but you can. Then whenever you want to press one of your punches, you let go of the punch you want, and you press it, giving access to your button while keeping your charge. Then when you're done with the button, you go back to holding it until you need another button. You are able to transfer your charge between your buttons by holding another punch down before letting go. This way you actually have access to each of your punches, only 1 at a time, but you only really need 1 at a time. Unless you want a tornado sweep, tough luck there. Now, on paper this means that charging level 2 Bingo actually has no downsides, other than losing tornado sweep. But in order to actually get this result, you need to put in so much more work. To simply get a medium punch, now you have to let go of your button, press it again, then repress the button, all while holding down the other 2. If you want to get the benefits without the drawbacks, you'll have to put in more work elsewhere. You'll have to put in more work with your hands. And I think this is an execution check done very well. You don't need to hit a tight timing, you just need to press more buttons. And this is difficult and tedious, but it's not impossible. And more importantly, is not nearly as daunting as hitting a 1-frame tight link. Rewards the player who put in more time, without discouraging the player with less time. You don't have to do this. You can just give up 2 of your buttons. 5 seconds is not that long of a time, especially compared to the near minute you have to wait for final tap. And even with it, your opponent needs to read that you are charging level 2 bingo and that you aren't holding down all the buttons. It's an example of skill expression that I think is implemented well. And by the end of the game, there were 2 really strong representatives of Cody. Momochi, a legacy player who was winning in his stacked region of Japan, really showcasing how good Cody and his knife was. But the other was a relatively unknown player, VX Bao from China. They both made Capcom Cup, both did very well, Bao swept his group that had Punk and Vowmaster, and both didn't make it very far. But not without showcasing the strength of the character. Momochi focused more on the neutral, with punishing into EX Ruffian is very good, and VX Bao keeps level 2 bingo charged at all times. More emphasis on abusing this very strong move. 2 different playstyles, both very effective, though I think the latter one is a bit stronger. Maybe even go up the tier list stronger. And that's what I meant at the beginning when I said Cody may even go up. It's not that Bao invented this style of Cody play, he was just the first one to get big results with it on a global stage. And with only a few months of life left for Street Fighter V after Capcom Cup 9, I think it's not unreasonable to claim that this playstyle could have been developed further. Even ignoring everything else, the sheer amount of damage level 2 bingo gives Cody is very significant. And it's not that other Cody players weren't using this option, it's just that Bao somehow always had it charged, at least when he had bar and his knife wasn't out, which just made Cody seem that much stronger. But hey, just speculation at this point, not enough time with the character in my opinion. Cody is strong, really strong, and I kinda wish that Street Fighter 6 had more characters with alternative special move inputs. In fact, I wish they had any at all. Bingo may be busted, but it doesn't mean the move type is without merit. Hopefully the Mayor comes back, or Balrog comes back with tap. I'm happy with either.